another episode of Designing Dreams in the Haus. I'm your host, Tyler Schwartzmar, and principal designer of Haus Studio and Haus & Home. I'm excited to have today's guest, Courtney, with Custom Distributors. Hey, Courtney.
Hi, Tyler.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me. This is so great.
Yeah, so you just flew back in from your spring vacation with the kids, or was this just a you and
It was
trip?
Actually a girls' weekend.
Oh, it was a girls' weekend.
It was just
okay.
My little girl Estelle and I, we shot the breeze down to Charleston, South Carolina. I've got a lot of great friends and family down there. So we just kind of rebooted the soul a little bit in the sunshine.
Yeah, how was the weather?
Absolutely perfect.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, perfect.
Yes. So you're a big foodie and
huge foodie,
and you had some good food there.
Obviously, yes. I had some. I legitimately had probably one of the best meals of my life there.
That says a lot because you've been in the food industry a long time.
It does. I don't know if it was also like the experience, the hype, everything that came into it, but the whole time I was questioning every move that we made.
Yep.
And like Karen was residing inside of me. Like, why am I going through all these things?
Well, and we were in Savannah 2 or 3 years ago for National Cody Awards, and similar thing, like the food was unbelievable. And you'd think for these touristy areas sometimes it wouldn't be that good. I mean, I had this mushroom ravioli with some truffle blah blah on, and you're like, it literally just melted in my mouth.
Yeah.
So
every dish we had, the flavors, like they're just in my mouth. Like I had to be like, what is in this?
Yeah.
Like, what is actually? This is more than just a celery salad. Like what is happening? You know?
If I make that, it would be water. It would just be green water.
I don't even know if I saw celery in it. You know what I mean? I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But it was awesome. Yeah. So we had a really good time.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think it's a good lead into. So food kind of brought you into this industry, right?
I mean, my history and my career started off in hospitality. So even in college, I worked in restaurants and from the back of the house to the front of the house and a bar and things like that. And then it just kind of transpired. I had this, I'm a pretty stubborn human being sometimes. And I had it in my head I was going to move to Charleston, South Carolina. So when I got down there, I was like, oh, I'll just work. I'll wait tables. I'll do all of this. And then that led into me being a catering director for a restaurant group down there.
Okay.
And then I kind of traveled around and trained other catering sales managers and things like that. So when I came back to Ohio, I really wanted to get out of it.
Okay.
But I found a different lead-in, and I was down as a contractor for a company at a really large entity here downtown and ran their catering department.
Gotcha.
And I just was looking for something new and somehow fell into appliances. Who knew?
Well, I mean, it's a lead-in. I mean, obviously, catering and appliances go hand in hand. And there are a few manufacturers that cross that line, but there are some.
There is a lot. I mean, with steam.
Yes, with steam. Yeah.
That like, steam combi oven is commercial. Like that is something that we would do all the time. And, like sous vide cooking and things like that.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of things for catering to hold it and all that.
Yeah. Going back, though, so you lived in Charleston.
I did.
Did you know anybody from Southern Charm? Do you know Southern Charm?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course I know it.
Okay. You never ran into Patricia at any of the times?
No, but I know where she lives because my cousin lives downtown. Yeah. And so, like, it's just wild, like, all the traffic that house gets.
We worked on a project here in Columbus, and they were buying a place in Charleston, and it was, like, 3 blocks up the street. And I was like, can I come see it? I just want to see Patricia's house.
Yeah. I mean, there are not only Patricia's homes, but, like, so many of the homes you walk by, and you're just like, I want to see what's inside.
Right. And they're not that hard to find because you can find them on Google Earth. Not that I've looked up
it's
where Craig lives. I've met Craig, though. We're friends on Instagram.
I think my cousins, I've had some younger cousins that have gone out for like the bachelorette parties and they've ran into some of those guys. Yeah.
Well, what's her name? Has all that bar now. Benita? Not Benita.
You're right. I don't know her name.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But so I mean, I know Leva. You're going to see Leva there at some point, I would assume.
Right.
She's like now the Vanderpump of Charleston.
She kind of, I didn't run into any of them when we were out. But I only really went out one night. Okay. Which was that restaurant Chubby Fish, which was amazing.
Chubby Fish. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're in the catering world, and that kind of led you into the appliance world.
It did.
So obviously you knew about appliances, but like this was kind of starting over for you.
I had no idea the level of residential appliances that existed.
Yeah.
And what you could do as if you were a in-home chef, right? And that you would have the ability and access to all of these things. Had no idea that existed. Had no idea like the custom world of appliances existed. Like I know a 4-piece package.
Yes,
right?
I think that's how we all kind of grew up. Like we had an OTR, we had a side-by-side refrigerator. And
that's it.
We also grew up in
You were lucky
Attica.
if you had a dishwasher.
So, well, we were a Whirlpool family because all my uncles worked for Whirlpool because it was right up in Clyde and Bellevue, Ohio, where they make the washers and dryers. So like, yeah, it's a burner. It turns on. Like I had no idea. Like I didn't realize like, oh, in the bottom of your oven isn't where you hold your extra stuff.
Right.
It can actually it can be a warming drawer or it's your boiler sometimes. We put our extra plates down or our extra, trays and stuff down there because I had no idea growing up about this.
No idea. So it was like this brand new world that was unveiled to me. And for whatever reason, I really fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And just the aspect of working with all sorts of people. I think just in general, from the catering and planning events and just like going from the design side to the final, it just kind of connected everything for me.
And I would say you're already used to the stress because I'm sure you're doing a lot of weddings and things that were very high stress and intense and crazy bridezillas. So this may actually maybe a little less stress sometimes.
It really was.
Yeah.
When I first started, it took me probably 6 months to decompress.
Yes.
From I think all of that way that I was living in constant chaos all the time.
Yeah. When it's like every weekend, every holiday, all the major events, you're always there.
Or if someone's like, hey, I'm not coming in this morning, you're like, oh, there's 600 gallons of coffee we need. I'll be right in.
I'll be right in to make this,
so like just have to figure it out so that no one knows that what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, because they can't miss that puzzle piece.
Yeah, so it's been a really fun segue.
Yeah.
And to really get in tune to what's important to people, I think is one of the things that is.
I think the interesting part is learning how people cook in their kitchen, how they use their kitchen. I know how I use mine, and it's definitely changed over the years. And it's funny because of some training. I'll just throw Tisdale out there, Subject Wolf. Hey, thanks for training. It's great. Like reverse searing. I wasn't doing that. Like, and that's something I do all the time now, especially if I'm having people over and everything. It's pretty much done, and then you throw it on my grill for 2 seconds, and it's fresh. It looks great, and people are super happy. And you're not like
perfect.
You're not like, oh shit, I gotta flip this or turn that or whatever.
It's not smoking.
You're not smoking up the entire house. Yeah. So like that sous videing, which I'm excited to get my steam oven pretty soon, so I can start sous videing and doing all the things.
Steam, whether it's the meat or baking or you're just boiling eggs.
Yeah.
You can make yogurt. Like, what is that?
I know. You said that the other day. I was like, I don't even know how to even do that, but I'm sure it's milk and some stuff. And
it's so great because there's just a button you push.
Oh,
you just do all the things,
yogurt button.
And it just does it. Yeah.
It's so funny because when I worked in Cincinnati, I worked for, I'll call them a kitchen install company. We were in a design firm. I was the only interior designer, and we were doing a lot of pull and replace kitchens. And I remember going to Custom down in Cincinnati because you guys down there, and like GE just came out and had a chicken nugget button on the stove. I was like, this is a chicken nugget button. This is so cool. But like our average kitchen was, maybe $40,000. Like we were doing 4-piece packages. I remember the first time I did a microwave drawer, I was like, look how cool this is.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh no, we're getting rid of that stupid thing. We're doing a steam oven. We're doing something completely different.
Yeah.
It's also our clientele is very different now.
Right, exactly. I mean, we have everybody, right?
Yes.
So if we need to do that, we can. But I've had clients, right, where they're like, I've already done that.
Yeah.
I've already had that in my last house.
Yeah.
And then they're like, tell us all about this. And what's great with some of our partners, especially Tisdale, like I can send clients down there to get an education on that specifically if they choose to and they want to take that time.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. We had clients go down there. We had 2 clients recently go down there and experience. And it's also great for training as well because you don't know what you don't know. And I always tell clients, like once we're done, live in the kitchen for, I'm going to give a good 6 weeks. And then we can call Chef Kathy, we can call Amanda.
Absolutely.
We can call a few different people or whoever it is to come give you the training because we have like that Avanium or 5-in-1, whatever monogram's calling it now, over at Haus and Home. And I was over there the other day, I was like, there's a steam feature now on it. You buy this little plastic thing and you put water and you can steam fish right inside of it.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't know that even existed on that.
It's coming. I think you're really seeing every brand do it, not just the high-end ones.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Where they're going to have these features because the marketplace is dictating that.
Well, it's healthier
people,
too.
People are wanting to eat healthier. Sorry.
Yeah, you're totally fine. All the microwaves and all of the crap that we're getting in our body, it's, one less thing that we have to really think about.
Yeah, if the only thing you really need for a microwave is popping popcorn, which you can do in oil. I just did it the other day.
Or heating up my coffee.
Or like coffee
I end up just drinking it cold because it sits on my
yeah.
table long enough, and I'm just like, whatever, I'll just drink it. I don't really care anymore.
Drank way worse things.
I've had way worse things in my body. Yeah. I know it's funny because when we were meeting with a client a few weeks ago, we were talking to them about steam.
Yeah.
Paula Swain.
Oh, so good.
Her.
Yeah.
And my one holdback was defrosting stuff. Because I forget to take things out of the freezer.
Everything.
We're just kind of talking about it.
Yeah, we were.
And Then I get home and I'm like, oh, what are you doing for dinner? Oh, crap, I didn't pull it out. And then I don't want to put it in the microwave, but like I don't really have an option. I didn't realize you could defrost things.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ashley told me the whole story where she defrosted her turkey Thanksgiving Day in the steam oven, pulled it out, did all the things, threw it back in the steam oven, and ate it that day.
Yeah, that girl is amazing.
Crazy.
I don't know if I have the...
I don't have her capacity.
I think she's so chill and to do all that.
She is so chill.
But it's a true testament on what you can do.
It's a true testament what you do.
And it's... it keeps on growing, too.
Yes.
You know, like I just feel like it's going to keep on evolving. I think eventually they'll have it all. The steam,
like it'll just be one.
The steam, the speed, and the microwave.
You go to Europe, and that's really what they have. They have one smaller oven, and that's really what they use for everything.
Everything.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Well, I think between that and the induction, I think people are more and more inclined to do the induction now. I think they were scared of it a few years ago.
I mean, when I started, I'd have to educate.
Yes.
I would call it 101. Now people are coming in there asking. They already know about it.
Yeah.
And our manufacturers that we carry, because we carry 70 plus,
yes,
cannot keep up with
the induction.
Yeah, they can't. And it's coming out and they're getting better and better and all that.
I would like more manufacturers to have a little bit more of a mix where, hey, I still want an open burner for, hey, I'm trying to grill a pepper or something.
Sure.
Just so I can,
you can have both.
I have that versatility. I mean, I may like the induction, but it's just, there's a few times I want that heat.
As long as the marketplace dictates it, it will come. But there's only a couple out there.
I know there are.
The modules are really
cool. The modules are great. Yeah. No, I love that. And we're doing some right now where we're putting the modulars like in the butler's pantry and then you have your main induction in your kitchen. So when you have the caterer or you have the chef over, then he can be in the gas or because sometimes you need that.
For sure.
I'm not going out to the grill in December to chill or to char those peppers. Yeah. So that's not happening.
No, not at all.
Not happening.
Not at all.
It's funny. I was talking with some executives from Cambria last week, and I was talking to them about induction. I said, we keep seeing these inductions that are like built into the stone.
Did you see that at KBIS?
We saw it a lot at KBIS. We've been seeing it now for 2 or 3 years, and I'm telling them, like, guys, you got to get this figured out now because what's going to happen is I think it's going to be Gaganoff or Miele, one of these European companies that manufacture a lot in-house.
They're probably already doing it.
That get into the stone. And if you fall behind, somebody else will do it. It'll be Caesarstone, it'll be Silestone, it'll be somebody, and they're going to partner with them. And they're going to say, this is the brand we stand behind.
Yeah.
And people are going to lose their mind when their island has nothing in it and it is empty.
It's going to come out in, LA and Miami and New York, and you're going to see that. But it's going to have a partnership between the manufacturer and the stone
Absolutely.
Fabricator. All of that
Absolutely.
Has to be interworked.
Right.
And then I come from a place of who's fixing this.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like I've seen it happen, and there are companies that are doing it here in the U.S., but they're not these big manufacturers. Like I'm not going to spend $5,000-$10,000 on this induction cooktop and then it not work. So
the fabrication of it and the service side of it are like the two things that are like my biggest thing. But it looks so cool.
It looks so cool. And I'm not sure if you've seen it's called Free Power, and it's the same idea, but it's a wireless charger. So it goes in your counter, and then there's a light ring that lights up, and you can charge up to 3 devices at one time. So
just like you just said it.
You literally just put it. It's like a little square, and it's about this big, and you just put your phone there, and it just charges it. So it's really cool, and like people are losing their mind over it. So like, all right, if you guys see how big this is, induction's going to be 10 times bigger.
It is. Yeah. So, I agree with you. It's coming. Like you said, it's probably been out there for the last three years.
Yes, at KBIS. And it's none of these big manufacturers have done it yet, at least in the US. But I think once one of these big ones do it.
I think you're right. I don't know, Miele, what did you say?
Gaganoff. Just because it's that Swedish company, super high end. I mean, it's going to be high end. German, Swiss, European manufacturer.
I mean,
might
even throw out like a little F&P because those guys have like the niche
they have a
patents,
really interesting
engineering side of their
I could see that as well.
We'll see, guys. Let us know.
Right. But no, I think that is like the way of the future is like, we panel more things, kitchens become super clean.
Oh, yeah.
And just, I think they're more inviting, just when you're not seeing all that heavy stainless. And I think there's a place for stainless. It's just not everywhere.
No, absolutely.
I can't tell you the last stainless dishwasher I did. I really don't know.
I don't think you do any.
I don't do it.
And if you do it, it's because your client really wants it.
They really want it. They already have it, and we're going to replace it later.
Yeah.
We just had it install over down at one of the penthouses, and we used the new Cove dishwasher.
So good.
I couldn't find the dishwasher. I opened the right side and I was like, that's the trash can. And I said, that's the dishwasher. Yeah, I was like, I designed this and I couldn't find the dishwasher. That's how good
good it looked.
It looks so good paneled.
Oh, everything. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of paneling the dishwasher, especially if there is a window behind it and everything else.
Like
design side of it
just keeps going. And people don't understand that small panel. We're talking maybe $200-$300. most manufacturers already make panel dishwashers.
Yeah. We're seeing more of them come out too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a seamless connection from one end to the other. It's going to make your kitchen feel bigger.
It is.
And that's why, like, I think to me, the farmhouse sink was always a bad idea because it, like, took your eye and just stopped it.
Yeah.
Right dead in the center.
Yeah.
And then you ran you to the dishwasher or whatever else there is. Like, the less changing materials you have, the bigger a space is
cleaner the lines.
Cleaner it's
and then
your
eyes can go outside of that beautiful outdoor space you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So I always say I love your style. You always have something fun on. Whether it's your glasses, I like your shirt today.
I know.
Where do you find your inspiration for your style?
Well, first off, thank you. Because I don't know if I ever really kind of think that of myself. So it's just really nice to hear. But my grandmother raised 8 children. I'm one of 18 grandchildren. And she always had the best style.
Okay.
So then I have 4 aunts on that side of the family particularly that just also like their style, their design, to be honest, they probably all could be interior designers.
Okay.
Some of them are artists. Like they just all have that creative side and they all have their own, right?
That's really fun.
So I kind of grew up with that.
Yeah.
But didn't come into my own. I think when I really started like embracing my own personality as an adult. And so then you got to flex, right?
Yeah.
Your body changes and like, what do we got to do
Yeah.
to kind of make it all work? And so I find that based maybe on my day and how I'm feeling, my personality like might come out in my clothes, right?
Okay.
So like, you know, I might show up and be like, all right, I'm feeling sassy and I've got these snow leopard boots and I've got this like shirt that has animals on it. Like, yes, this is what I'm bringing to the party. And that's what I do.
That.
So, you know, and I've got my days where it's like a little bit frumpier or like monochromatic. And it's kind of like, I bet you people are like, she's in a mood.
Just knowing when you come in.
Yeah.
I just always kind of get like this kind of bewitched, kind of 60s, 70s vibe from you. Yeah. I kind of want to see you in a caftan, honestly. Like
wearing one in Arizona when I go. They're doing a pool party. I'm like, I'm coming in like
caftan.
Coming in like Mrs. Roper. Hot.
There is a Mrs. Roper cruise where everybody dresses up like her.
I was like
hysterical.
It's been my joke, and I was like, I'm gonna be that for Halloween because I already had a caftan.
Yeah.
And then I showed up at we were at a bar, like karaoke was happening.
Yeah.
There was 3 Mrs. Ropers all in a row. I was like, that was mine. That was supposed to be my bill.
Was mine, yeah.
It was awesome. But yeah, it is it's evolving. I feel like it's an evolving thing too. But I definitely have always loved like the hippie in the 70s.
Yeah.
And all that. I like color, which some people are very afraid of color, but I love color.
You look color, and it just goes your personality as well. I mean, it'd be really awkward if you were like, "Hi, my name's Courtney." Like it wouldn't make sense at all.
Not at all. I try to bring that energy and that vibe.
Yes.
And so the clothes kind of come in with that.
And it's helpful because sometimes by the time people get to appliances, they're already beaten down.
Oh man, they hate it. They're like, "What are we doing?
What are we doing now?" And a lot of companies never put enough money, so it's always like, "Oh, hey, guess what? You get to spend more." So that it's
oh right, like this is on you now.
This is on you now. Yeah. So I'm sure having that energy helps day to day. So
Yeah, I really do try to have fun with my clients because I enjoy what I do, and I try to bring that energy. And it's so funny. People will leave and be like, this was so much better than I thought. I was like, yay.
Well, because a lot of times people are like, yeah, it's stove, whatever. But like when you really get into it, you can do so many things with them now.
Yeah.
And, it's also they're pieces of art too. Like I think, monogram's really been in the front line of that. Like this is a piece of art. This, yes, it is a stove, but it's also something really pretty to go into your kitchen.
I mean, it's getting very competitive on that because like you're saying, everything is disappearing, all the clean lines, so that if you have a range, it's becoming a design focal point of your kitchen.
Yeah.
And there are so many fun things to do.
I mean, the leather handles and all the things.
The leather handles, the color.
The colors.
I mean, we have RAL colors that you can
we did that blue range with Shelly Charity, and it was stunning. It was stunning.
I mean, I did a bright pink Barbie range.
Did you?
I did with the matching hood.
I love
Never
that.
in my life, but it's like I feel like that needs to be like it's a huge choice. But I feel like you should never be afraid of any of those things either,
Yeah, they really are because we're hiding everything. They're really the only thing you see in the kitchen. And I just saw, I don't know who it was on Insta the other day. Like they now are putting their ovens like behind pocket doors. Like they don't even want to see the ovens. Like it's
wild.
Right. So you just and it makes sense. Just make it a little bit deeper, put it behind the pocket door, and now literally all you see is that range.
Wow.
Everything is hidden.
That's wild.
I know.
And I want to see that.
Yeah.
It was on the gram.
That's where
I get some of my style from the gram too. I'm influenced a lot. So yeah.
I'm sure I'll start getting your outfit. I'll get Mrs. Roper later on mine because, it's so close. It just picks up everything.
It's wild.
It's wild. Yeah. So you've been in this tradition how long?
Woo. 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah. the universe aligned. I mean, I really think that the universe aligned because I was in catering. I would have had a job after COVID hit. And so I had about 9 months in before the whole shutdown happened. So it was like, sink or swim, girlfriend.
It's crazy to say that was that long. I know. Like right now, we were all hunkered down in our houses, masked up. Like I moved.
Trauma.
It was this week or the week next week, like during COVID, like of 2020. We had movers in our house. We were all scared. We all had masks on, and we had sold our house in Hilliard, and we were moving down to a rental property while we were building our new house.
Right. Oh,
I had signed a contract to build this new house and everything, and I was like, I don't know if we're gonna have a business.
I didn't know if I was gonna have a job.
Right. No, same. I was like,
it was like, what did I just do?
We can't go in people's houses, but yet I took all of our money from our sale of this house with all the money we made off it and threw it into this new house.
Right.
And I was like, well, that was everything.
Oh my. Here, let's hope this works.
Hope it works. And at the time, it was just me. I was the only employee. Fast forward.
Wild.
5 years later, 22 as of
22
last
employees.
week.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
Like I said, I was with some Camber executives the other day, and I met them. Would have been, again, like it was during COVID because I hired Amy. So it must have been like June, July, somewhere in there. And I remember we had to go to 3rd and Hollywood because we could eat there, but we had to eat outside. They wouldn't let us inside the restaurant.
Okay. Yeah. I remember those times.
Because restaurants weren't really open yet.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was me and Amy. And she's like, you have 22 people now. I was like, yeah. I was like, she's like, how? And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I've hired smart people, and the smart people have helped me build this.
Yeah, you've got a great team. You've got like some of the most amazing people.
I really do. On the design side and the production side.
Yeah.
Our guys are so caring about these jobs and want them to turn out super well. And we have one we've been filming with NBC. So we did a before, a during, and we're doing an after.
Oh, fun.
But like we're on a tight timeline. Like we had 12 weeks through this kitchen.
That's scary. And
appliances go in on Wednesday. We clean Thursday. We're done on Friday. 12 weeks to the day that we said we'd be done. And during it, we found asbestos vents. We found a contractor who had done the bathrooms before had drilled through all the joists in like this 5-foot section. Their bathtub, which, I mean, a bathtub can hold, I don't know, 15, 20 gallons of water at 8 pounds apiece above this. And there was a half inch of these joists. The homeowners were like, we bathe our kids in that tub every night. Like it could have crashed in the kitchen.
Came down.
And someone could have died. Like that's how bad it was. We found buried outlets in the wall.
Oh.
There was a junction of 7, which is completely illegal. You can't do that. Buried in the wall.
Oh my God.
We found all of that and had a change order, add wallpaper, and still done in the timeline. I know.
Boom.
I know. And that just goes to
like a boss.
Because of our process, because we spent all that time on the front end, picking out the appliances and the plumbing and all these things, we hit that timeline.
That's incredible. I don't even know. That's like all the behind scenes, right? Like I feel like that's my catering days where you're like, you're just getting from A to B and how do we figure it out and make it happen?
And, you know, that's the thing. Like I commend Jake, our production manager, because like we have 5 crews right now, 2-man crews. But we have, I think right now, 8 jobs going on because like, okay, well, this plumbing, electrical, and mechanicals are happening here. So we don't need to be there. So let's start this job over here and demo that. And then we're going to do this. And then what happens is one piece falls out of place.
Yep.
The delivery of the bride doesn't show up. And you're like,
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Been there plenty of times. Oh, you didn't order the prime rib? Okay, great.
Okay, great. And then it's flopping everybody around and still trying to figure it out and still trying to keep everybody happy.
Yep.
And like, hey, we'll be back tomorrow, I promise. And then it just
we got you.
We got you, I promise. So
a lot of late nights figuring everything out.
You know, it is logistics and trying to figure out how to move all these pieces. And at the same time, we're on the other end trying to sell new jobs and like, hey, you have to come look at this new job so we can sell this new job to keep this going. And I look back and it was like, how did we even do this without a production manager how did I do this for so long without a production manager and not?
Yeah, you probably you probably lost it a little bit.
Oh, I lost it. Yeah.
But it came back.
It came back. Well,
came back.
Not all of it. Some of it's definitely gone.
Yeah.
So being in this industry 6 years now, I know you're involved with NARI and KBA.
I try to go as much as that.
Yeah, I think it's a great benefit to us. I think we have a really great team in this, or a really great program in the city, where it's a nice mix of people at every event.
It's like one of my only ways I get to see like our partners and our vendors outside of the showroom. And I think that's what I really love, to like have those conversations. But then because of all of the experiences, whether it's NKBA or NARI or whatever we're at, I'm always learning too. Like this last one that they did with Lloyd, and like I learned so much about like a part of my worlds that I don't deal with, like that you deal with all the time. I'm like, I didn't know that, you know? And I'm not as good as you, but I loved it. I love that information, and I'm very curious to learn all the time.
Knowledge is always important. You always should be learning, you know.
Absolutely. And that's what I love this job. This field. You're always learning. It's always evolving. It's always changing.
You know, I obviously know a decent amount about appliances, but I still love going to these meetings because I always pick up something new. I always love retaining.
It makes me feel so good. We're like, I didn't know that. I'm like, yes. Finally told Tyler something he doesn't know.
The other day, Tia and I were doing a plumbing meeting, and she goes, I don't think that exists. And I was like, I think we have it over here, Tia. She's like, son of a bitch. But I get it. When you're in it, sometimes you just get overwhelmed in it, and like we're behind it just enough that like there's a thin veil, and I can and I do have a really great memory.
I have a really great memory. One of the best I've ever known.
But there's always new products, and it's like as soon as you think you know it, guess what? They're changing it.
Yeah, some brands do it all the time.
Yeah.
Try to stay away from those. They're usually not the best, but it's the industry in itself is always evolving. It's fun to be a part of for sure.
Well, and it's fun. A lot of them now are embedding technology in it to where, hey, I'm buying this oven now, but in 2 years, it's still going to be the most up to date because they're pushing updates all the time.
If the Wi-Fi connectivity has nothing to do with like, I want to turn my oven on when I'm at work. Right, it's more so like the serviceability, the updates that the unit can do so that you don't have, because everything's running on
microchips and stuff.
I mean, we all learned that one. We
learned that one. Like you're like, wait, why does a dishwasher need a microchip? You're like, oh no, it does. It's a really smart dishwasher. It does a lot of things.
Well, anything with a digital component is going to need some sort of a chip. So it's wild.
One of my favorite ones, and I think I've told you this one, Tammy Zook, that bottom monogram package. Yeah. And on Thanksgiving one year, it pushed an update, and the timer was a turkey gobbler, which is and if you know Tammy, she has, I think, 4 dogs.
A lot of them
live in
I've heard them when I was on the phone. Yeah.
And so all these dogs just go flying towards this oven. And I was like, Monogram, you need to promote that. That is the funniest thing. I would buy that range just for that because that's hysterical.
It is. I only knew that because of you and that whole story.
Yeah. During Christmas, I think it tried to do Jingle Bells, but it wasn't really good.
Oh, they need to work on their bells?
They need to work on their bells. Yeah. Yeah. You know?
I'll let them know when I see them.
Let Greg know. When you see them,
when I see Greg and Liz, those are our 2.
I think it's,
Yeah, they're great partners, though. They're always coming out with really. Did you see their K-Biz?
Oh my God, the booth was stunning. What? It was stunning, and it's funny because I've done an arch refrigerator, and I was even blown away by when I saw the arch refrigerator. I was like, that's really good.
The
Toile.
Oh
yeah, I mean, is it over the top? Absolutely, but that's
100. But that's what the whole point is, right?
I mean, the Lexus though, that was insane.
When I went out there the year before, they had another electrical vehicle. I just don't understand the partnership.
I think it's all of Richards, who's the main designer.
Yeah.
I think it's all his partnerships, and he's like, I'm going to get something out of every one of them because like Constantino was in there, the Stone Company.
Oh, gotcha.
Lexus, and then Monograms. I think they're just all the brands that he like reps, and he's like, hey, I'm going to throw this all into one thing.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm going to make me a badass Lexus. I mean,
look at how many people got to see it too.
It was so cool. It was. I mean, it was. And his hardware company too that does all the brass hardware.
The brass hardware.
So like, I mean, he literally just took all of his branding deals and threw it into one amazing Lexus.
Yeah, their booth is always stunning.
I
didn't get to see the interior, but I believe you. If you thought it was stunning, like
it's
wow.
It's just next level. It's like you think you know, and then you just next level.
Next level stuff. Yeah.
So being in the industry 6 years. I'm sure you've dealt with, contractors and stuff like that. How's your experience been kind of being a woman and which construction is still kind of a man's world?
Yeah. I mean, to be very honest, I feel like a lot of my training came from some of the best men in the industry.
Okay.
And like to put me in the place that I'm at right now really came from some of these men that work in the industry. But when you kind of get outside of our internal side, right? I haven't ran into it too much, but I was definitely very aware of it, and kind of navigated it, I think, very well. And I think I also like call a spade a spade. If I know that I don't have that technical, I will find someone that does and get you in charge of them, you know? And so we've got a great team, but I really see it a lot when we go on our vendor trainings and things with the manufacturers, and I'm like the only female there, you know? And then I'm kind of like, what is happening? So I've kind of embraced it now, and I've got my confidence where I really try to own it. So when these guys might talk a big talk, I can fire back with maybe some numbers. I don't know.
It's funny though. I I've been doing this podcast for a while, and I have a lot of women on here. And the more I look at it, it's funny. Like a lot of the actual reps themselves are women, but obviously the people in the field more are men.
Right.
But then the designers are a lot of women. It's that weird like break in there, a production to product.
I think I think there has been a shift, and I know it's been going on for quite some time, but like more recently, I think that you're just seeing a lot more women on all sides of it. Yeah. And I love it. I love it so much.
We have a electrician, Robbie. Love you, Robbie. And she is an amazing electrician. And I wish we could get more women in our production team.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, we're working on it. I think the hard part about that is, and I know I've said this on here before, is people don't think of this as a career when they're younger. They think of being a doctor, being a lawyer, being a sports player. No one goes in and says, you should be an electrician because you can make $150,000 a year and have 2 years of schooling. You can be a plumber and make the same. I mean,
the trades are so needed. And if you can run your own company and you know what you're doing.
You don't want to run your own company. I mean, even if you just want to go in and work your 9 to 5 and leave. And like, I would love to go in, work my 8 hours, and be like, see ya.
Flintstones. Just head on out.
Yeah, it's like there's so much money to be made in the trades.
For sure.
And I wish we put more focus on that at an early age instead of, hey, you have to go to college. And I do think we're getting better at it because college is not for everybody.
It is not,
and
no.
The amount of people I know who went to college for a certain thing and don't do that and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on that.
Didn't spend money, but
it's just gone.
It's gone. Yeah. I mean, and honestly, like when you're 18, 19, do you really know what you want to do for the rest of your life?
No, you have no idea. I don't know
what
I would be like.
I picked my career because I was like, I want to get out of here in 4 years. Like that's the fastest way, the track for me to do it. So
what was your
travel and tourism, hospitality management with a minor in human relations.
Where'd you go?
St. Cloud State University in Minnesota.
Okay.
Fun facts.
Fun facts
with
Are
Courtney
you from
Shannon.
Minnesota? Where are you from originally?
I'm from the northeastern Ohio. So Cuyahoga Falls, Akron, Silver Lake, the SLV to be specific. But I moved up there. There's a whole backstory. But my aunt and uncle, he had gotten transferred with a really great job promotion. And it just all worked out that I went up there. 4 years, and I beelined it, and then I went from Minnesota to Charleston, South Carolina. And I never say never, because I said I would never move back.
Yeah.
And I've been here for, 12 years, 13 years. It's wild.
And you met your husband here then in Columbus?
We were living separate.
Oh, were you?
So I was in Charleston, and he was here in Columbus, and we did the long-distance thing.
For how long?
Whew, that is probably 2.5 years. There's like a mixed part where we didn't realize. I wasn't. We've been together since like 2009.
We were together. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like a weird thing, but he's just a great man, and it was like one of those things where we were either breaking up or someone had to move. And like everything in my life, my brother had a baby, my grandfather was sick. Everything led back to Ohio. So like, never say never.
Yeah. Me and Matthew were living together in Cincinnati. And I had a good job. It was fine. He had a good job. It was fine. And there was something I was like, I just need to leave this city. And I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to come to Columbus. And, I got a job here. And it's like those small things in life. Like if I wouldn't have done that, would I be here right now? Probably not. Like it's just small little things in life.
Just like that one big
decision has catapulted my life.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a pretty big experience, but I think because of that, I'm not afraid to make some of those decisions, right? Like it's one thing when you're like raising kids and stuff, but like I want my kids to go away to college. Like that experience in itself, not necessarily your education, but if you do, or go to trade school.
Or trade school, but just spread your wings and you got to get those experiences and make those dumb decisions that we all did.
It's so important.
That we laugh about now.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just don't go on a major rants on Instagram. That's probably
it will come
important.
back.
Yeah.
Thank God MySpace doesn't exist anymore because there were some really bad photos.
Just the phones. I'm just glad we don't have those.
Oh, the phones were so grainy. You can't tell they're me. The pictures are so grainy. You don't even know that's me. It's totally fine.
I didn't exist before until like 2009. Can't even find me. No idea. Well, where's she at? Yeah. But
so what would be some advice you'd give somebody that wants to get into this industry?
Do it. I think that, especially in Columbus specifically, but depending on whether you're a trade or design or, selling, I mean, there's just so many different avenues and it's such a great industry that, we see it all the time where people kind of hop around from different industries within the industry, and I love that. And that support I think that our community gives to them is fantastic. And I think Columbus as a whole is just thriving.
It's crazy how much is happening in the city.
It's amazing.
The amount of apartment building alone is absolutely insane. I meet my parents in Delaware probably once a month to do breakfast or whatever. And it's like, this was a cornfield. And now there's 300 houses being built here.
Yeah.
Like, it is unimaginable.
It really is. And it's just spreading everywhere. And I don't know. I think it's a great industry, and advice, I would just say do it and get in with the right people.
Right.
I think it's important to like understand who's who and what's what. And that's a hard one to navigate too.
It is. And, I was talking to somebody who was leaving Hamilton Parker and going to Thrive.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's okay to put your foot in the door in a job and
absolutely
try it for a year. And then if you want to move off to something, that's totally okay.
Never burn bridges.
Never burn bridges. Yeah. I've never, and I don't have anybody who's left us yet, but if like anybody would say, hey, I want to go try something else, like, good luck to you. Like, I would never be mad. If I've given you skills that you think you can go do something else, best of luck.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes in some positions, right? Like you can't
move
go
up
anywhere else.
Yeah. So you just got to shift. And I do think that's a nice thing about our community here is like, usually there's no grudges held. Like, it's usually a pretty good, like, hey, my former employer is sitting over there and I'm still going to go talk to them. And as long as you keep those relationships, I think you'll totally be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And stay authentic to yourself and kind of keep the roots to what you've always kind of provided for your clients and customers or whatever that is.
Yep. As long as you follow through and everything, I don't think any employer would ever be like,
right. Yeah. No, I'm super lucky. I absolutely love working for Custom Distributors, and our owners are fantastic. Our teams are fantastic. Like, it's just like this perfect little epic bubble of a world I live in I don't want to ever break.
Yeah, it's hard when you have a family business sometimes because it's hard. But I will say I've seen the growth because I was in Cincinnati and you guys didn't have the Columbus showroom. And when I came to Columbus, it was like Jack's or Ferguson was really the big two places to kind of go. And nothing against either of those, but like Jax doesn't do all their own installs. They don't do panel installs, which me and my panels. We already talked about this.
Yeah, they don't carry all the brands.
They don't carry all the brands. They're very limited on their brands. Being a smaller showroom.
Yeah.
And I remember when Ashley said she was gonna go there, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. Because I met Ashley through NKBA and Nary and stuff like that.
Good.
She's so good. Yeah.
She's one of my favorite
jumping
humans.
around. Like, I mean,
she's one of my favorite humans. Yeah.
She's. I don't know how she has all those.
She's still selling appliances.
Oh, she's pushing
selling Cambria, raising 3 of the best kids. She is. She's great.
Do you have any funny or awkward stories about the industry?
Well, I would probably just humiliate myself if you want me to. Is that good?
Self-deprivation.
Self-deprivation
is my favorite.
So we kind of touched on it during COVID, right? We all had to pivot and figure out new ways in which we're learning and kind of going through everything. So the Zoom calls, right, became a really big part of what we did. So we're on a manufacturer educational kind of learning an hour, and blah, blah, blah. And we all get in our conference room. We're all kind of getting amped up. And our rep for this particular manufacturer had a very beautiful Italian name. Okay. So his name was like Corleone, Simeone, or something. You know what I mean? All I do is I read it a certain way in my brain because I don't speak Italian. Probably just butchered that. But I sit down and I look. I go, ha! He looks exactly like I imagined. Just like really like clean cut Italian.
Yeah.
Everybody, like he starts laughing on the screen. Everyone else starts laughing. I was like, oh my goodness. We were not muted. And that was my first interaction with our rep, like ever. Never met him, never done anything. I just set the whole tone, and like that's been an inside joke about that. And he's a very handsome man. Yeah. And there you have it.
Yeah.
So just make sure you're on mute.
Not that bad. No. I mean, no. Yeah. I mean, the Zoom calls are super interesting because even after 5 or 6 years, people still don't know how to do them. And like... That's how we start every one of our projects. Like when you call in or email in, hey,
let's have a Zoom.
Let's just talk about the project, what you want to do, how much you want to invest. Let's see the space. It helps really like we say we're interviewing you, just like you're interviewing us, and we want to make sure this works because like
absolutely, it's a partnership.
It's a partnership, and yes, it's a money commitment, but bigger yet, it's a time commitment, and people don't always understand how much time it takes to put into this.
Yeah,
and I'm not willing to put in my time if you're not willing to put in your time because it's not going to end well.
Yeah,
so.
That's
the amount of Zoom calls that were like, can you just FaceTime us? We don't know how it works. And you're like, how do you not know how this works after this point? Or there's always an update. I swear, every time I open Zoom, there's an update.
Always. And that
every
is the worst.
Single time. And you're just like, I'm sorry, I'm updating.
Yeah. We've navigated. I feel like I'm now like in the chat room. So I'm not interrupting because I always have questions. I'm trying to like really navigate all of that correctly.
And that's the other cool part is all these trainings you can now do and stuff
on
you
your
can
own.
See on your own that you weren't able to really do before.
Yeah, we're having a lot of e-learning and we're having like certifications for these learnings as all that kind of thing.
I mean, bring trips back. We love the trips. But I'm going to Monogram in July, I think.
Are you?
I am. Yes.
That is one of my favorite.
I have not done that one.
It is one of the best experiences out of all of them. I know you've been to quite a few.
I've been to quite a few.
Put them in the top.
Yeah. I'm having 2 of our people go down on the bus trip, though, to go to the Monogram facility.
Yeah, for the design facility.
Which I think that'll be really cool. But yeah, I'm excited to go to because I've been to Merchandise Mart in Chicago.
Oh, it's nothing. It's got nothing.
It's
the whole experience is so good.
It's stunning. So I'm super excited for that one.
Their whole facility is pretty amazing. It'd be interesting if they've updated it when you go down.
Yeah,
it's great. Their trainers are fantastic. Their food is fantastic.
And that's
you got to like not eat for like a day before you go. It's just wild. It's just all the food they give you is wild.
God, I love good food.
Same.
Love good food.
Same.
Yeah. So, well, thanks so much for being on today.
Thank you for having
me. If you want to look at your camera and give your kind of deets and where you work and everything.
I work at Custom Distributors. My name is Courtney Shannon. I am what they would call an inside sales consultant. So my job is to primarily help you make those decisions between function, look, and cost, right? And what would work best for you in your kitchen. So we would love to have you come in. We're a kind of appointment based. If you're able to kind of give us a call and a heads up, we'd love that because we do spend, as you can tell, I like to talk a lot of time with our clients. So I can spend anywhere from 45 minutes to 90 minutes on a full consultation. But yeah, thank you so much for having me today.
Thanks so much for coming in.
So good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks guys for for having us on another episode of Designing Dreams in the Haus.
Boxland Media. Think big.